Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18 cubic foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18 cubic foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at BusquetsAppliance.com. Pay more, what for?
And a good afternoon and welcome to the Bentley Athletic Complex here at Woodstock Academy for our first live broadcast for the 2022-23 season. Going to work on some little things here. Mark Allen and Greg Smith along with you. Well, no, it's just we got to figure out exactly why that is firing at us.
Yeah.
Well, we can
do it. New season, new difficulties.
Always the way it works.
Always the way.
But what's that? New season, new difficulty. Okay.
Got to turn down one of them.
Yeah, we're working on one thing, and we're just going to get this squared away for us. So we're going to turn off our microphones for 1 second. Okay, let's see if this one works just a little bit better. We'll see. No guarantees. What's that?
Do we need those?
No
right,
guarantees. Let's see if this works. We had one little thing we had to work on, and I think we figured it out. But then again, it may not be what we thought it was. So we move on.
I hope you can all hear us. Otherwise, you're going to watch a game without us, which might be okay.
Which might be okay. But we are talking Woodstock Academy against a Waterford live broadcast today. First game of the 2022-23 season. First broadcast for us. Woodstock Academy coming in with a record of 0-1-1, while Waterford is with a record of 2-0. Woodstock Academy tied Ledger their first match 2-2, and then came back on Saturday and lost to NFA 3-1. And Waterford 2-0. I should say a 4-2 win over Morgan. On the road, and then at home, a 1-0 win in double overtime over Bacon Academy just this past weekend. So
always a good win to beat Bacon.
And, whenever you talk Waterford, you talk quality program.
Absolutely.
When it comes to soccer.
When it comes to anything, Waterford has excellent athletics, and this soccer team is no different. They're going to come out. They have size, as you can see. They're going to go out there, and they're going to play a good brand of one-touch soccer.
No question about that. And the Woodstock Centaurs, a little bit of a illness today. Noah Page is not available for the Centaurs. There may be some lineup changes, as you'll hear from Coach Paul Reardon, whom we have had a chance to talk to prior to this one. And we'll be back with the head coach of the Centaurs, Paul Reardon, in just a moment.
Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18-cubic-foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18-cubic-foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at busquetsappliance.com. Pay more, what for?
And welcome back to the Bentley Athletic Complex, where today the Woodstock Academy Centaurs take on the Lancers of Waterford in an Eastern Connecticut Conference, a non-divisional game. Paul Reardon, the head coach of the Centaurs, 0-1-1 on the season coming in. But I talked to you after the Saturday game, the loss to NFA. Yep. Yeah, you've had a loss and you've had a tie, but you've seen things you like from this team.
A lot of things really positive. And the big thing that I said to them after the game is that I'm a massive believer that you earn your luck, and if they keep putting in the effort and showing the belief and confidence, that luck, so how many attempts at goal we had at the weekend, and the goals that we give away, there's you could say there's an element of luck. But if we keep working the way the boys have been working, showing the determination they have, that will change and things will come good for us. But there's been some real positive signs the way they played.
If there's anything you have, and I have talked about, and you'd think when you took a 2-0 lead on Ledyard, you had a good start, but you said that really wasn't the case. And against NFA, they scored the first 3 goals.
Yeah.
How important is it to get off to a better start against the Waterford Lancers today?
Yeah, and we spoke about that after the game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And there and then, because I put some of it down to myself and not the players that I had starting the game, but the formation that I had in them, and there'll be a slight change to that today, because when we've changed to the system that we're going to start with today, the games have generally tipped in our favour. So today,
why not go with it, right from the start?
Right from the start.
It makes sense to me. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
I guess when you look at it, you had so far not a ton of goals, just 3 goals in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's going to get better?
Yeah, and it's a different feel. I spoke to the captains after the game on Saturday, and you can never be happy losing a game, but they were saying that the tie and the loss this year feel completely different to the losses last year. Like, they can see that there's a lot more to get out of this squad this year, and they can see things happening that weren't happening last year. So so although we could have had better results, there's definitely positives in there to take.
Defensively, you have given up the 5 goals, and NFA did face it. NFA was a pretty good side on Saturday.
They were, but I was talking through it with the captains, and all 5 goals, 6 goals, including the Auburn game, the scrimmage, have all been preventable. And that, nobody scored a good goal against us yet, where we've gone, they just cut us open, or it was great play by them. 2 headed goals from corners on Saturday. We should have dealt with that better, and we went through that yesterday in practice. And then all the others have been down to individual mistakes by us. So cut the mistakes out.
A little bit of correcting to do there. And finally, just as far as Waterford, obviously you haven't seen them this year. It's the first time out against them. But generally, they are usually a pretty formidable soccer team.
They are. But looking at it, I know we haven't had a whole lot of results to go on yet. But everything looks pretty even. If you look at the results to date, and okay, not everybody's played everybody.
Right.
You can never do that anyway. But I'm expecting another good, close game today. Looking forward to it. And when these boys click and get that rub of the green, I'm confident we can do something.
Woodstock Academy coach Paul Reardon, best of luck today. The Centaur is taking on the Lancers here at the Bentley Athletic Complex.
Well, here's the good friend.
I'll drink to that. Say, Ernie, still fooling around with magic?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've got a great new trick I've been working on.
Ernie, not the watch and scarf trick.
It's the watch and scarf trick. Now, let me show you. Mel, give me your watch.
You're not going to make it disappear, are you?
Now, Sylvia, I need to borrow your silk scarf.
Be careful with it, Ernie. It's my mother's.
No problem. Now, I take Mel's watch, wrap it carefully in Sylvia's scarf, and then set fire to the scarf.
Ernie!
And poof! Uh-oh.
Look at my $2,500 watch.
Jeez.
My mother's scarf. That's the watch and scarf trick.
Let me show you how it's done.
Show me. Who's your insurance agent?
There's no trick to finding good insurance coverage. Just call Girardi Insurance Services for homeowners and automobile coverage that really covers. Our experience in designing comprehensive protection programs can be tremendously helpful in your planning for the future. You never know what's going to happen next, so know you're ready for whatever happens.
When they ask who's your insurance agent,
say Girardi Insurance Services, your independent agent.
We're the answer.
See them online at GirardiInsurance.com.
And welcome back to the Bentley Athletic Complex as we look out a cloudy day as we get ready for play here with the Waterford Lancers taking on the Woodstock Academy Centaurs. Greg Smith, you checked the radar.
Absolutely, and we're going to get this game in without any raindrops.
Nice.
But it certainly didn't look that way earlier today.
And that's the reason why, and although you can't see it on the camera, but we are hiding inside the press box today, which makes visibility a little bit more tough, but we'll do our best to get the numbers right as we go along.
Electronic equipment in a rainstorm is generally not a good idea.
No, and we got some pretty expensive stuff out here right now, so we're not going to try to jeopardize that for sure. And by the same time, we also want to bring you a good soccer game. So here we are, ready to go. Now we have the starters for you. Where are they playing? That's kind of a secret.
Coach Reardon absolutely went over that in his pregame.
Yes.
He's working with the formations to see what is going to work best. And he didn't give us in his starting lineup, he didn't give us positions. He just gave us starters.
So we'll figure it out as we go along. But Riley Wilcox will be out there along with Garrett Bushy. Both of those are sophomores. Another sophomore is John Bennett. He'll be starting. Senior Owen Tracy will be out there. Jeff Fongsa, who is normally in the midfield. Austin Byer, normally up front with Garrett Bushy. Those are starters. And that's another sophomore, by the way, in Austin Byer. Ethan Craig, generally on the defensive side, will be starting today, as will Lucas Quersha. Lucas is a freshman, and he will be starting today. Jack Marshall is a senior starting, and in goal today, Brian Jameson, once again, another senior.
And great kids. I had both Wyatt Robbie and Brian Jameson in class when they were sophomores, and just because of the quality of individual they are, watching them play this game sophomore year, obviously because of COVID, it was not what it should have been. But this is their senior year, and I'm very excited to see what those two young men, both captains, can do.
So I know Paul Reardon was just calling us. Tough to pick up the phone, however, when you're doing a live broadcast. Jason Tata, our assistant coach, is coming over. Do we have a change or something, Jason? Is that what this is?
No, we were asking if we are doing any sort of starting lineups or...
No. Just move onwards. Onwards we go.
Onward. Hey, what Coach Reardon said in his pregame, you earn your luck. And I firmly agree with that, and I was so happy to hear him say that. Yes, you could get your head down that you tied a game that you were up 2-0. You gave up 3 quick to NFA and you lost another game. You could get your head down, or you can work harder.
Absolutely.
And if it's Coach Reardon, you know his teams are going to work harder.
And before we get going into soccer, let me just, I think it would be apropos if we send out the best wishes to Sean Saucier, our athletic director and football coach, and his son, Braden, and, of course, their whole family, Bobby Joe.
And, our director of medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here at Woodstock.
We just want to wish them the best, and anything you need, we'll be there to help out. The Woodstock Academy family
and
is
Miss
that
Kay,
way.
their daughter.
Yes.
Who is going to, I can't wait to see her play for the blue and gold.
She is going to be a good one on the girls' basketball court. There's no question.
Anything she decides to do. If she decides to do tiddlywinks, she'd be the best at it.
I agree with that. And I know that family is going to do just fine in the future, without a doubt. But we are thinking about you all the time. There's no question. Now, you are going to see a little bit once in a time when we may blank out and all you're going to hear is a radio play-by-play. We do apologize for that. It's a little camera refresh. We figured it out to be about 20 seconds long. We're still here audio-wise, so you'll get radio play-by-play throughout that time period. And, of course, the picture will come back up. We can guarantee you that, okay? So from that point of view, I think we're in one of those blackout periods now.
Nice to get that in before the game starts.
Absolutely, so we don't have to explain why our camera just disappeared, but it will be coming back up shortly. We're ready to go for soccer here at Woodstock Academy's Bentley Athletic Complex, as the Woodstock Academy Centaurs coming out in their blue and gold uniforms, and the Waterford Lancers coming out in their white jerseys.
Yeah, medium blue and
medium
red.
Blue,
Forget it.
Forget
it.
No, it doesn't work for you.
Nope.
There's something about navy blue and gold for you.
That's the only colors I recognize.
He's
there
it is.
In
blue and gold.
Yep. It's the only clothing I own.
I know. The closet, there's a blue closet and a gold closet, and it usually mixes together.
Yep.
That's the way it works. So we are set to go as the Woodstock Academy Centaurs. The Waterford Lancers still over with their coach, Josh Bissett, talking things over. And the picture is back, and everything's good. So
and
it's
all's
always
right
good.
with the world.
Always
and
right
this
with
is
the world.
such a great time of year, September, and everything's new and everything's fresh, and you've got a brand new boys soccer team out there, and see what they can do. This is going to be a test. Now, they didn't play any slouches. Ledyard's always good. NFA is always good.
And
Waterford's
Waterford is always good.
So, there's no easy games in the ECC.
Waterford starters Benjamin Dubicki, Dylan Agsalud, Ian Rush, Alexander Martinez, Giovanni Ortiz, Matthias Arcelis, Donovan Busquet. Any relation to one of our sponsors, by the way. Also out there is Griffin Neal, Evan Pietrowski, Jonathan Derunda, and Alex Casper. Those are your starters for the Waterford Lancers, and we are set to go with the opening kick as Arcelis out there in the middle of the field for the Lancers, who will get the ball first.
And here we go.
Underway. Season is, the broadcast season is underway. Not the season. It's been underway for a little bit. Ball drifted down into Woodstock territory, headed right over to Brian Jameson, who picks it up and rolls it back the other way, and back come the Centaurs. Working it down the field, John Bennett right down in front of us. Bennett sends it back into the mid. Picked up there by the Centaurs. Garrett Bushy on it in the midfield. Back over to Jack Marshall. Marshall back over to John Bennett.
This is Coach Reardon's philosophy of soccer. It's a ball possession. You're not going to see them go long downfield. They're going to try and work the ball in.
Far side now is where the ball is, and that's Riley Wilcox, one of the sophomores, to his classmate Bennett. Back into the middle where it is picked up there by Quersha, the freshman. They pick it up and they bring it back the other way. Jack Marshall sends it back into the middle. It is picked up there by John Bennett, back over to Bushy. Garrett Bushy, one of those sophomores, came in with pretty high aspirations. His teammates had high aspirations for him. In fact, Wyatt Robbie, who just had the ball, said, I've had a chance to play with Garrett Bushy, who's in his first year playing for the Centaurs, even though he's a sophomore. And I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
He had played with him at the club level. That was Lucas Quersha with the ball. It goes down and out, and I do believe, do we have a corner or a goal kick out here?
We are inside the press box and can't see everything. It is a corner.
It is a throw-in, deep in the corner.
Deep, yeah.
Deep in the corner throw-in for Lucas Quersha. Or I think that's what it is anyway. The ball is still being
18.
retrieved from the parking lot, and it has just been brought in. So we're set to go. Quersha looking for some help and finds it. As it bounces into the middle, is knocked back the other way by the Lancers. Pietrowski got a foot on it there. Back forward, he was looking there for Rush. The ball is now fought for between Rush and number 6, Owen Tracy for the Centaurs.
Good ball possession for Woodstock.
Marshall. Down low to Quersha, back to Marshall. Back into the middle, Bushy. Down to the right, down deep, and he sends in, and just ahead of Jeff Fongsa will roll out, be a goal kick for the Centaurs, for the Lancers.
Fongsa's speed, that's what you want to do. You want to try and lull the defense to sleep and then spring Fongsa, who has got wheels, on a through ball.
Dubicki. Send it out, the goalkeeper for the Lancers. Picked up down on the far side, where it's sent along that far sideline, headed the other way by number 9, Arcelis. Picked up there by the Lancers. Down the field they go. Defense, a slide tackle that didn't work. Right around the D. Send it on Jameson. Nice kick save by Jameson. Shot and a save for the Lancers. Save for Brian Jameson.
Jameson came out hard, but he remained square, and when that ball was shot low, he went down to block it with his legs. Nice job. Good communication.
I think it was Arcelis on the shot. The numbers on the Lancers' uniforms are not very large. Ball is popped into the middle, kicked on out of there. Quersha gets a head on it, bounces forward by the Lancers, and going up for it was Rush. Rush tried to send it the other way. Picked up, sent back in. The Lancers have an opening, fire, and just wide left for number 8, Giovanni Ortiz. Looked like he got a foot, just a little bit of a turn, and it could have been dangerous.
Ortiz was thinking that he didn't have any time, that he couldn't settle the ball and get a better shot. He did a one-timer, and he had time. He had space.
I'm just double-checking that number. It might be number 11.
It is
actually 11. It's Busquet who actually took that shot. not number 8. Unfortunately, from afar, those 11s looked like they were connected.
They are hard to read.
They are. They are very small, let's put it that way. This is Marshall with the ball to the near side. Busquets is on him. That ball skips aside and away from number 16, Ethan Craig. Ball moves to that far side where the Centaurs retain possession.
Whether we're talking basketball or soccer, flat passes scare me.
Marshall with the ball. Marshall forward to Fongsa. Fongsa has it knocked away, kicked away by the Lancers back to midfield. And that will be picked up down there by Ethan Craig. The header kind of bounced away. Arcelis picks it up 1-on-3. Ball gets kicked out, sent back in by Busquets. Tried to carry it in. Marshall got in the way. Over the top of Arcelis. And chasing after it will be Owen Tracy. Will it go out before he gets there? It will. No, it won't. He'll save it. Owen Tracy sends it back into Bennett. A young squad. There's a lot of seniors on the squad, but a lot of youngsters starting for Paul Reardon right now.
Nice move. Korsha
to the near side for Marshall. It just kind of eluded him. Remember, one senior out due to a medical reason. Noah Page not here today.
And how do you pronounce number 12?
That would be Sungasi.
Sungasi is also not playing today.
Okay, so 2 seniors who will not be playing today. Early on in the season, but there's already some illness going around in the school. There's no question about that.
My classes are
getting smaller by the day.
Swiss cheese.
Ethan Craig will send that one back to Jamison. And Jamison will kick it on out of there. Looks it down to Quersha, down the near side. The freshman bodies up on it, and it goes out of bounds. So the Lancers will take it from there. Axelud into Arcelis. Quersha got in on it. Now Busquets does. Busquets along this near side, working by Marshall, knocked out. And ball still loose down in that corner. Hard to see. Picked up by Busquets still. Trying to work it through. It goes out, and it will be a corner. First corner of the afternoon and the first for the Lancers. Also going on today, the Woodstock Academy Centaurs field hockey team in action over on the South Campus. They were supposed to play here, but this game was moved off the grass due to the wetness earlier today. The corner comes in and knocked away. So the wetness earlier today forced the movement of this game to the turf and moved the field hockey game to the South Campus turf. And the cross-country meet that was supposed to happen today will now happen tomorrow. Fouled from behind as Marshall commits the infraction. It'll be a free kick, if you will, for number 9,
John
Arcelis.
Bennett. John Bennett's the one that cleared that corner kick to get it out of danger.
Arcelis from deep. Close to 40 yards out, sends it in. Marshall gets a foot on it all the way back to mid. Here's Arcelis, sends it in. Arcelis over the top, off of Owen Tracy, who never saw it. Wyatt Robbie just kind of guides it in to Brian Jamison without any issues.
Well, the first couple of minutes of this match, Woodstock Academy controlled. Now Waterford is coming back with more ball control.
Ball back at midfield. Ball bouncing around out there where it's picked up by Bennett. Or I should say by Bushy. He gives it to Bennett. Busquets got in the way. Busquets knocked down from behind, and that'll be a foul against the Centaurs.
Good D by Busquets.
Dylan Axelud will kick this one away for the Lancers. Here's the boot out. Excuse me, sir.
Real nice ball.
Ball down deep. Just trying to keep our sight lines open here.
Is that another corner?
Yeah, corner for Waterford. So down deep, and the Lancers get another opportunity. Is that Busquets, number 11, going over there? I think it is.
I'm telling him, yes, it is, by the shoes.
By the shoes.
How you see Busquets, not the number.
By the shoes.
The pink shoes.
So another corner, the second one for the Lancers. This one goes deeper, headed off to the other side. It'll be a throw-in for the Lancers after a hit off the top of the head of Riley Wilcox.
It's funny how the game changes over time. Used to keep people on the posts.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Nope.
That's a goal kick.
Yep. Now will be a chance for Jamison to kick it out of there.
Conventional wisdom changes.
One of our first subs of the day, Lucas Quersha will come out, and Max Ferreira will come in. Max owned the only goal of the game against NFA off a feed from John Bennett. About 30 minutes left in the second half. It did spark the Centaurs a little bit, but they just could not break through again. It was one of those, as Paul Reardon said, just couldn't get there. Had chances, couldn't get there.
Well, that's something that we have an NFA problem. NFA being a big school, and we just have that idea that we can't compete with them in things, and we got to get rid of that idea. It's a big school.
Max Ferreira watches that one go out. It'll be a throw-in for the Waterford Lancers, but Woodstock Academy is not small in that regard.
Nice D by Marshall.
Turns it over. They get it down to Bennett again. Bennett right around mid. Ball is knocked aside, goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Lancers down below us by Agsalud. Up ahead to Arcelis, to Ortiz. That ball knocked away. Bennett will pick it up at midfield. He'll leave it for Jeff Fongsa. Fongsa will send it backwards. Wyatt Robbie. There's been a mainstay to the Woodstock Academy D and Wyatt Robbie.
Absolutely.
Captain for a couple of years now. They lost a bunch of seniors. Not 16, I think, but it was like 7 or 8 from last year.
Right.
16 was what the football team lost. Actually, 20. But this team lost a bunch of seniors, too, and they have a bunch coming back.
Yeah.
But the only problem is there's going to be a time, and I think it's the junior class that is pretty small on this team right now. So that ball over on the far side is where it'll be picked up by the Centaurs. This is Bushy, one of those sophomores. Knocked away from him. Picked up by Ethan Craig. Craig back to Wyatt Robbie with the right foot. One times it forward. On it is Wilcox. Back into the midfield. This is Bushy. Bushy sends it across. Picked up there by the Centaurs. Owen Tracy. Far side again. Back into the middle of Garrett Bushy. Bushy trying to get away from Ortiz and does manage to do so, trying to fight his way through. Did a lot on his own and then pulls it back out and looks for help, and then he sends it backwards.
That's Paul Reardon soccer. Ball control. They can't hurt you if they don't have the ball.
Bennett now with the ball. Fongsa kicked it up in the air, returned the other way by Agsalud. Up ahead to Arcelis. Arcelis trying to work around Robbie. Arcelis trying to break through. Robbie tried to kick it away. The ball will go out. It'll be a throw-in for the Lancers deep in Centaur territory. Quickly thrown in. Looking for Ian Rush. Now Ortiz with it. Yep, knocked away. Little push, and that's going to go against. Ooh,
nice.
Okay.
They called the pull first.
Yep,
they called the pull first,
the
and then Busquets fell down.
Yep, the push came second.
I think that was a good bit of refereeing right there, because quite often you don't see the first infraction, you only see the second infraction.
And in this case, you actually waited for the second infraction because it would have given the ball back the other way.
Right.
So you had to make the call because of the advantage. Back at midfield. This is Bushy down the field and out of bounds as it kind of rolled past Max Ferreira. Be a throw into this near side for the Lancers. Busquets got a leg on it. Ortiz got a head on it. Ortiz still fighting for it, but coming up, Bushy kind of forgot the ball behind him, so he's got to toss it cross field and try to reset. Back down to this near side with Ferreira. Ferreira started scoring a lot of goals last season, and then he got injured. Was lost for the season.
That's a hand. That's a hand.
That's what Bushy was
looking
for.
That's offside. Good.
Okay, well, you got the offside one. Yeah. Didn't get the hand over there, but you got the offside down there. One of the infractions.
Right. Durunda absolutely armed that ball forward. Now, Jameson's all the way up at the 30-yard line with this. Let's see what he can do. He's got a big foot.
Jameson with the boot. Sends it deep, but it goes to the Lancers instead of the Centaurs, but fortunately goes out.
Right.
So the Centaurs get the ball over there. Austin Byer was going to throw it in. Now he just retreats back into the middle. The forwards have not had a lot of touches so far for the Centaurs. They have not had a shot on goal as of yet. This is Ferreira trying to race onto it, sends it into the middle and knocked away and going the other way for the Lancers. Piotrowski kicked that one out of there. Arcelis tries to control at midfield. encounters several Centaurs, manages to control the ball still, and then sends it deep. Jamison looking for this one to come on and decides to get in front of Busquets, who is coming on pretty hard.
And right at him.
Yeah.
That's that kind of goalie concentration when the whole team's coming at you, and you've got to remain focused and get that ball.
Ortiz, a header there by the Centaurs. And it'll be picked up by Busquets briefly for the Lancers, knocked away from him by Marshall. Sent back towards midfield. Fongsa tried to get on the play. Last touched by the Lancers as number 23, Alex Casper, was the last player to touch that one. Coming on for the Centaurs, Baden Eaton. He will replace Owen Tracy. Owen's just coming off an injury of his own at the beginning of the season. So trying to probably still work back into game shape a little bit. Marshall with the right leg. Over to Bushy. Back over to Marshall. Little 1-2 back and forth. Little backflip. Then sends it. Let's just reverse field a little bit. Change it a little bit. Eaton on the other side.
Make the defense
for
move.
Fongsa. Ball is knocked away by Alexander Martinez down that sideline. Stays in bounds. I don't know how, but it did. Arcelis now on it for the Lancers. 24:47 left to go here in the first half. We have no score between Woodstock Academy and Waterford. They are going to get the handball on Wyatt Robbie. Was it in the box?
Stop the clock. Yeah, it was.
It was. It's PK time.
Well, Brian Jameson stopped one of these against NFA. Is
yes,
that correct?
He did. He did spoil NFA, but that's a tough call. Handball in the box. Normally they'll say it was outside, but I guess it was deep enough that they had no choice but to call the handball in the box. And now the officials will talk to Brian Jameson and explain what you're going to have to do, although Jameson's probably well aware.
Yeah, well, he knows. And the clock is stopped at this point.
Arcelis is going to be the player who takes the kick for the Lancers. Unfortunate is the saying I think you use in soccer.
Right.
And the kick by Arcelis, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Lancers.
Jameson guessed right, but Arcelis just put it a little out of his reach.
PK, the handball in the area, and a 1-0 lead for Waterford. And I would say that, once again, Paul Reardon would say that's not really a good goal against us because it was a defensive mistake.
And it was an unfortunate. It hit a foot, popped up, and hit the hand.
Yep. And unfortunately for the officials, you're kind of
You're
kind of hogtied on that one.
2 yards inside the box.
Yeah.
You have to.
No question. Marshall over on this right near side to Ferreira, but up ahead it goes to Casper for the Lancers, and he just sends it back to his keeper, Dubicki. Dubicki gets it away from the Centaurs. Bayer was closing in quickly. But again, the forwards for the Centaurs haven't really touched the ball a lot in the first half of this game.
No, and what Waterford's looking at is they get the ball into a third, and then they just pop it into the zone.
Yep.
They're long shots into the zone.
This is Ortiz. Well, actually, this is Busquets over on this near side.
Busquets
works his way around, fires, and wide, fortunately. That's the fourth shot for the Lancers today.
Busquets just seems to be everywhere for the Waterford Lancers. He gets a lot of touches through hustle.
And speaking of Busquets, I mean, you talk about a good segue. You just
you.
gave it to me.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank Busquets Appliances and TV for once again returning as a sponsor of all Woodstock Academy broadcasts all year long, along with Girardi Insurance Services and O'Brien Financial Group. We appreciate all of their support this year. We will be working on bringing in some more as well, but those three have come on board and allows us to get things started this season.
Absolutely. And I'd just like to thank Busquets because yesterday I got my new oven.
Your new oven. Now you can bake cakes again.
Yep.
And maybe the Thanksgiving, I'm talking Thanksgiving already. Thanksgiving turkey?
No.
Oh, okay, we won't say Thanksgiving.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay. Just want to make sure.
I don't want to be cold yet.
And neither do I. Agsalud threw that one in. We'll be out of state on Thanksgiving anyway, Greg.
Yes, we will. Yes,
we will be, literally.
Just a couple miles away, but we'll still be out of state.
Out of state. Max Ferreira with the ball. That was taken away by Arcelis. Arcelis will turn it on down the sidelines. It will roll out of bounds and almost kick back in. But I think they're going to say a goal kick out. Yeah, it did go over the goal line, over the back line, I should say. There's one thing about this field that bothers, that is a little bit of a concern. to the budgetary items, and that is if you go down behind where the tree area is, there is a mini edition of Dick's Sporting Goods because there's a lot of balls of any kind and variety down there.
Yep.
But they get lost in the woods, and if you do not mind the snakes and poison ivy and creepy crawly things and poison oak, well, you can find a bunch.
Yep, yes, you can.
There's a lot of room down there to operate. That ball was headed forward by the Lancers. Picked up by Wyatt Robbie. Back into the middle to Wilcox. Over to Bushy. Over on that far side again are the Centaurs trying to work the sidelines. Bringing it down and sending it back into the middle was Byer and got it over to Bushy. This is Marshall to the near side. Marshall back over to Bushy. One time, unfortunately, right onto the leg of Busquet. Up ahead, right over to the man who has the only goal so far, Arcelis. This is Busquet once again. Busquet taken away by Bushy. He sends it back to Jamison.
Now, because that came off a foot, Brian Jamison cannot grab it. He's got to play it with his feet first.
Correct. End of the first quarter in field hockey. Woodstock Academy ahead 1-0 of East Catholic on a goal by Sophie Petrella and an assist by Abby Converse.
Nice.
So we have a 1-0 lead over on the field hockey turf.
You know I have some experience with Converses, right?
Yes, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. She's a sophomore now. Sophie Petrella, I think, is a senior, if I'm correct.
I don't know. I'm
sorry. I'm pretty sure of that. And I shouldn't have brought that, but I'm pretty sure she's a senior. If she's a junior, I apologize.
The days when I knew everybody and what grade they are over.
I know. Well, remember, too, we're also at the beginning of the season.
I'll find out.
And we're all kind of just getting used to all these wonderful things and new bodies and new faces. And
Speaking of getting used to, how about Coach Adams on the field hockey team?
Yes, Dante and Coach LaMontagne.
Right.
Coach LaMontagne, Coach Jerry LaMontagne, and Dante Adams, our new field hockey head coaches over there. Ball is in the middle of the field, picked up there by the Lancers. It goes back inside the 30, knocked away by the Lancers, and down along the near side. I think it went out. It'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs. This throw-in will be done by John Bennett, and Bennett sends it in to Garrett Bushy.
Marshall's in front of us. He's looking a little nicked.
Yeah, near side. Back over to Bushy.
Change of field.
Bushy does do just that. Over to Baden Eaton on that far side. Right into the chops of Ian Rush. Poor Ian Rush on that one.
Stung.
Yeah, that one didn't feel good. Garrett Bushy with the
Watch
ball.
your back.
Right behind him is Arcelis. And a foul is going to be called on Arcelis, I do believe. No,
Bushy.
On Bushy for pushing back, trying to get around. Halfway point of the first half, a 1-0 lead for Waterford on the penalty kick goal by Matthias. I'm sorry, not Matthias, Matthias. So it will be Lancers' ball from their own 45. They'll boot it downfield. And a long boot it is. Deep and picked up there. Busquet had it and right into the teeth of the D. Gets knocked to this near side and stays in bounds for the time being. And now we have an out-of-bounds call. Be a throw-in, I do believe, from that far side, from the near side.
I see. Oh, they're calling for subs. And we've got 4 Waterford subs coming in.
This is a line change in hockey. Lots of new bodies coming in. I see number 17, Dan Gerard, coming into the game. Also trying to pick up this young gentleman's number, and not going to get it before he went into the sideline to throw in the ball. We'll pick it up as we go along. The throw-in is up in the air. Marshall, then Bushy, and now the Lancers, picked up by Busquet. Busquet into the middle, gets it over to Mason Baez. That ball knocked back into the middle, now knocked to the near side, where John Bennett comes running onto it.
Counterattack.
Knocked away by Casper. Right over the top of the head of Jamison Smith down below us. Smith running down. Got it to Busquet. Taken away by Marshall. Going the other way again. Bennett stops it from going out.
Ooh, that was close.
I'd say so. I thought he might have stopped it, but it was close.
That ball's got to go all the way over the line.
Yep. Casper on the throw-in. Busquet off of his head out of bounds. Throw in for the blue and gold down the near side. Little wind going on out there right now. Fortunately, no rain. 17 and a half to play here in this first half of soccer. This was a tough day to decide whether to play or not, to be absolutely honest.
Well, you don't want to get backed up with cancellations early in the season because you don't know what's coming.
Smith with the ball. Busquets goes over to Dan Gerard. Far side now. Kicked along back to midfield. Try to reset for the Lancers. They keep it in. Trying to get into the D, get around one, maybe two. No calls. There's a little pushing and shoving between the two. Gerard tries to get over. Bushy did first. Actually, Ferreira did first. However, Ortiz picks up the ball. Back to the far side and back over midfield. And sending it the other way was Alexander Martinez. Picked up by the Centaurs. Bennett and Wilcox. Fongsa tried to rush onto it, but Petrowski, actually Alexander Martinez is going to get there first. Or was that Petrowski?
Kept it in.
Yep. Ball is still on that far side, and I think that's Petrowski who just booted it the other way. As the ball is now back around the 35. Little contact, a lot of contact, no call. Ball goes down the other way. Wyatt Robbie gets his foot on it. Wyatt trying to work his way around Ortiz. Decides to leave it off to Baden Eaton. Eaton now comes back over to Wyatt Robbie. That was Bushy. Marshall. 15 minutes left to go. Ferreira trying to make a run, but Casper will get in the way. Casper, it will go out of bounds. It'll be goal kick out by Dubicki. 1-0 Waterford. They scored at the 24:37 mark. Or if you want to look at it from another viewpoint, the 15:23 mark into the match. On a penalty kick.
Ethan Craig came out of the game. Fongsa came out. Number 13, I believe, Logan Rawson.
Yep, another sophomore. Comes in. Dubicki sends that one out to Petrowski. Petrowski turns on it and sends it upfield. Still in control. Down that far side. Casper watched it go by, and the ball gets away from Baez and out. It might have been Dylan Agsalute who's into the game. Or has been in the game and in and out. So it'll be a throw in for the Centaurs. Riley Wilcox over on that far side. Gets it inbounds. Knocked away from Austin Byer, but he'll have a throw in over on that far side. Right in front of Coach Paul Reardon.
Sub coming in. Mario Kaznecki in the game for the Centaurs. He has to be one of the captains of the all-hair team.
Imagine a header.
Yeah. He wouldn't feel it.
No. With the ball for the Centaurs as Logan Rawson sent it back to Brian Jamison. He looks over at Marshall and then decides, I'm going to kick it a little longer than that, all the way down towards midfield. It'll bounce once. That's where Byer is. And now the ball gets back into the middle. This is Bushy trying to work it out of there. Marshall working his way against Busquets. Right down in front of us was Kaznecki. That ball is loose. Busquets tried to bring it the other way, but Bennett gets involved and decides to kick it back to Brian Jamison. Just a little note, the Woodstock Academy volleyball game against Bacon Academy. Supposed to be played tomorrow, but that one has been moved to Thursday. Okay, so Thursday, the JV at 4, varsity at 5:30. That ball booted to the far side, and it will be a throw-in on that far side for the Centaurs.
And Waterford's defense is it's a wall back there.
It is.
We're not able to get anything through. And if something does look a little dicey, they just clear
that's his first shot, really the first shot for the Centaurs, even though it came from about 35 yards out. Still a shot for the Centaurs.
Absolutely. You get that goalie out of his net, that's a very quality shot. You never know what's going to happen.
Ball kind of sailed over the crossbar, unfortunately. So it'll just be a goal kick out for Dubicki. But the first shot for the Centaurs. And this was exactly what we talked about with NFA. They only had one shot in the first half there. Just a little bit of a slow start. Maybe they just have to get those batteries turned on a little bit quicker.
Well, when
I got
here, they were practicing hard. They had a good sweat going.
It wouldn't be hard because the humidity today is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Just setting up, I broke a sweat. There's a header and a save by Dubicki. The header came from Max Ferreira.
Busquets on a run.
Ball knocked up in the air, back at midfield, and a handball there. So it'll be a free direct kick out back the other way to Beyer. Beyer along that far side, and that ball goes out.
Just got away from him.
Trying to make something happen as we approach the 10-minute mark of this first half of play. With the ball for the Lancers, right down on the far side. A little bit of a crowd has come on in here. I think kind of a slow developing one because everyone is, and there are a lot of umbrellas in attendance.
Yeah.
Not being used, fortunately.
No, let's keep it that way.
That would be nice. Ball is booted from midfield. Down quickly to Kaznecki. Kaznecki's header, Petrowski. Headed it the other way, picked up by Bennett, sends it across. Beyer got a foot on it, but it went the other way. Unfortunate. As the ball bounced away over on that far side, Tracy tried to keep it in. It'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs. Beyer got a foot on it, and it looked good. But the problem was it bounced over the back of his head instead of going forward. Bennett with a long-range shot over the top of the crossbar again. So in these last few moments, there's been a little bit of activity for the Centaurs offense.
Well, Michael Jordan quote, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, true. A little bit of activity almost, and the one that really doesn't count as a shot that was probably the best was a chance by Byers as he broke in, Austin Beyer. And Beyer with the ball right now goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Centaurs deep in Lancers territory. This is Bennett. Ball taken away from Bennett, picked up by Martinez, taken away there. Here's Owen Tracy.
Look at that. Nice footwork.
Over to Garrett Bushy. Bushy with that right foot, long launch. Field goal is good.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not low enough to get into the soccer net. So 4 shots for the Centaurs now, and 3 of them over the crossbar. Well, over the crossbar and the other crossbars.
Well, that happens
over
when
the
you
upright.
want to put a little extra on it. You lean back, and as soon as you lean back, that ball's going to go high.
Yeah, you get
Same
a little.
Same thing with golf.
Oh, I was going to say
if
that.
you drop your back shoulder, it's going to go high.
It's going to go high. No question. Bennett with the ball. Bennett kicks it back over to Owen Tracy. That ball rolls out. It'll be a throw-in on the far side for the Lancers. Under 10 minutes to play. Lancers up 1-0 here at the Bentley Athletic Complex. And over on the other side, a 1-0 lead for Woodstock Academy field hockey.
So no props for the guy that's never played golf for the golf analogy?
I loved it.
Thank you.
That ball's wide, sent in by Max Ferreira. No, I was actually impressed.
As you should be.
You know, normally it's me making those analogies. So with the ball is Dubicki, as he'll kick it out of there. And the boot is away. Ball is picked up by the Centaurs. Bushy was trying to bring that in, but could not, so he has to kick it back out. This is Owen Tracy.
Flat
over
pass.
To Marshall, and coming in was Busquets. Busquets up ahead. Couldn't find Arcelis, who was streaking in. And Robbie just taps it over to Brian Jamison.
That's what I'm talking about, Mark. Flat passes across your defense. It doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. It's dangerous.
No question. Jamison boots it out, back the other way. Picked up by Wyatt Robbie.
Well, with just under 8 minutes to go in this first half, Woodstock needs to keep the pressure on. They need to get at least 1 or 2 more shots on goal.
This ball is down deep.
Mario.
Yep. Kaznecki. Kaznecki with that right foot into Ferreira. Ball is knocked away. Picked up there by Bennett. Bennett knocked down on the ball by Gerard, this ball back in the middle. Kaznecki knocked away from him. Here's Bushy in the middle, sends in that long launch. Field goal
Another
again
one.
is good. Unfortunate, just a little high.
So we're up 12-1, right?
For field goals,
right,
yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, not good as far as the soccer game is concerned. And by the way, we've taken a lead in shots as well. We now have 5 to the Lancers 4. Unfortunately, they're on the scoreboard and we are not. 1-0 lead for Waterford. Ball's back in the middle. Centaurs will pick it up there. Sent forward. And now knocked down and picked up by Wilcox. Nice job
call.
by Will. Yeah, Busquet went down on the ground. Wilcox got the ball. Looking for the call, Busquet was, and didn't get it.
There's
that
another
ball was
one.
Yeah, that one's kind of wide, though. I don't know if I'd give
Wide
him a
right?
field goal. Yeah.
That was Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh, my gosh. How not to win a football game.
Right.
Watch Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. It'll
Yep.
teach you a few lessons on that one. Little short goal kick out. Picked up there by Casper. Kaznecki comes over. Casper gives it up. Got it over to Jamison Smith. Back over to Casper. Here's Petrowski. Back into the middle. That's Gerard on the ball. Taken off of it by Fongsa, who's back in the game, to Kaznecki. Back to one-timer to Fongsa, but getting in the way was Gerard. Ball to the near side. And out, I do believe, a throw in for the Centaurs.
Throw in. Deep. We've been much more opportunistic the last 6-7 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely the Centaurs have played better than they did in the first 25 minutes, where they didn't have a shot. First shot actually came at the 12:47 mark, 12:46 to be exact.
Goal kick for Waterford.
Yep, Dubicki with another opportunity. 5:21 left to play here in the first half.
So, Mark, we're going to see a few football games this year, huh?
And we're going to see several. Four football games to be exact. All 4 or 5. I can't remember which, but it's every home game we plan to do. As we also plan to do a few more soccer, field hockey, volleyball game matches. We will be doing a lot over this fall season before we get into the winter season, which we won't even talk about because I hate cold weather. Okay? We won't go there. When the golf clubs go away, Mark wants to hibernate. Speaking of golf.
So we're going to hibernate in a gym.
Okay, we can do that, and we've done that before. Ball is out, sent back to Brian Jamison.
Nice ball.
Yep, boots it downfield. Lancers get on it first, but it's picked up by Wilcox. Riley Wilcox, the sophomore. Ball.
Yeah, you get to the top of the box, and then good things start happening. Even if you roll back the shoulder, you're still going to get a quality shot.
Back with you here at the Bentley Athletic Complex at Woodstock Academy. 3.5 minutes left to go here in this first half of play. A 1-0 lead for Waterford. This is Wilcox.
Now, the soccer coaches that I coached with, both Coach Sheehan and Coach DeRico, said the first 3 minutes, the last 3 minutes, and the 3 minutes after a goal are the most important in the game.
That ball was knocked aside. Could have been a handball, but they don't give it.
Woodstock throw.
Yep. So coming in will be Bennett to do the throw. Yep. With 2:55 left, so Kaznecki will come out. And back on, is this Chance Graley? Don't quote me on that. Is that 27?
Kaznecki gave us some good minutes, good quality minutes.
No, it's 21. So that'll be Zach Armbruster, who comes into the game for the Centaurs. One of the youngsters on the squad. Fongsa with the ball. Fongsa gives it back to Bennett. Bennett back along this near side. Marshall tries to control it right between the legs of Busquet to Bennett. Bennett into the middle. That ball was knocked away by the Lancers. Looked like it was headed for Wilcox, but the problem was Wilcox could do nothing but pull back from it, so he didn't get called for a handball.
Blue throw in?
Yep. Over at midfield, just shy of midfield. This is Bushy to Wilcox, back to Bushy, up ahead. Marshall trying to come in on the far side. Yep, that's what they're going to get. So it'll be a free kick out.
Just a step. Waterford moved up on the right before the pass, and that's an offside trap.
And we do have an update from the field hockey field. Three to nothing in favor of the Centaurs now.
Goal scoring.
Yeah.
Something that we weren't able to do last year.
Yeah, 3-0. Goals by Ainsley Morris and Chloe Nason.
Nice,
and
Ainsley.
2 assists by Grace Picorni. But again, we're not; those are reported. So if there were maybe a change down the road,
right.
But that's what we think were the goals anyway. So 3-0 lead for Woodstock Academy over East Catholic in field hockey. Here's a direct kick for Bennett. Sent it into the middle. It's knocked out by the Lancers in the final minute of play. Owen Tracy will track this one down for the Centaurs. He'll have a throw in on that far side.
Plenty of time.
This is Bushy. Right by Fongsa. Picked up by Petrowski. Kicked out of there. Picked up there by Bennett. Busquet gets involved. Busquet with the right foot trying to get it downfield. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Centaurs. Final 30 seconds of the first half. This ball popped loose out there. Picked up by Byer. Trying to get around. It goes out of bounds. Be a goal kick out. One of the last plays of the first half. As we near the 5 o'clock hour. You're going to be late for dinner.
Dinner is always. No, I can't be late for dinner. I cook dinner.
Oh, okay. Then dinner's whenever you get home.
Yes, it is.
That will end the first half of play with the Waterford Lancers up on top of the Woodstock Academy Centaurs, courtesy of a penalty kick, 1-0. We'll be back with more from the Bentley Athletic Complex in just a moment.
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask the O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, about the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach towards financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future as well as your wants and needs of today. With the Confident Retirement approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, the O'Brien Group will help you live life and save for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call me, Pat O'Brien, today at 860-208-9913. My office is conveniently located above the Shopper's Guide in downtown Putnam, Connecticut at 66 Main Street.
The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
I have been doing theater and acting since I was 8 years old. I absolutely love it. Coming here was one of the best decisions I've ever made, if not the best. The school has been so supportive. I am so unbelievably grateful. It's amazing to be in an environment where people want you to succeed and want you to do well. My name is Maggie McLaughlin. I'm a junior from Woodstock, and I am Woodstock Academy. For more information on where you can spend your next 4 years, please visit woodstockacademy.org/future centaurs.
Woodstock Academy fans, the Centaur Shop is the place to go for all blue and gold apparel. Shop the latest collection of hoodies, tees, sweatpants, shorts, and more on shop.woodstockacademy.org, or visit us in person at the Centaur Shop, located on the south campus of the Woodstock Academy.
And welcome back to the Bentley Athletic Complex, just in time for our blackout period.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, because we're at halftime anyway. Nothing great to see on the field, but we will tell you that right now it's 1-0 in favor of Waterford over the Woodstock Academy Centaurs, courtesy of a penalty kick by number 9, Matthias Arcelis, and that came at the 24:30 with 24:37 left in the first half, also known as 15:23 into the first half. A handball in the area resulted in a PK, and the goal by Arcelis, 1-0. It kind of was like that throughout that first half until late, until about 12 minutes left. All of a sudden, the Centaurs started to find some offense.
Woodstock looked good for the first 2, 3, 4 minutes of the game. And then it seemed like Waterford took all the momentum. And for the majority of the first half, the play was in Woodstock's end. But then, as it happens, the momentum swung, and Woodstock started taking blasts from the outside. The ball seemed to stay in the Waterford end. So Coach Reardon's got to be happy about that. But once again, he's happy about being on the losing side of a score. You need to put a ball in the net.
You need to put the ball in the net at this point. And not only that, you also have to you have to say, okay, we're 0-1-1.
Yeah, there's no moral victories.
Yeah, you want to get a W here, and I think there's no question that he would say the same thing, that, a win, it would be nice right now. And It's not that it's imperative, but a win would be nice because then it becomes, okay, now if you start going too deep into a season, you start to press.
Right, and as we talked about earlier, you look at the Academy schedule, and there's not a lot of easy games on that schedule. You're playing in the ECC. You're going to come up against it every game.
You're playing in ECC Division 1 on top of it.
Right.
So, and not only do you play Fitch and NFA and East Lyme, but you also have to play all the Division 2 teams, which is Waterford and Bacon Academy and Ledyard, I think, is now in Division 2. Stonington.
Quality programs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quality programs.
Teams are not going to just lie down for you, without a question. So they have to get that back. And when you look at it, these are games that are going to build you to a set, and you're going to get stronger as you go along. I do like one thing that Coach is doing, Coach Reardon, that is we have a ton of seniors.
Right.
But a lot of the youngsters are getting a lot of playing time.
And they're coming in and coming out. He's keeping his side fresh. So he is trying to figure it out. With all the seniors they lost last year, there are so many question marks.
Yep.
So he needs answers for those question marks, and he's looking at the combinations. He's trying to figure out who plays best with whom and who's going to give Woodstock the offense that they need.
An interesting comment made after the NFA game was that he loved, because this one thing you always ask about at the beginning of the season is, how is the chemistry of the team? The chemistry of the team off the field is very good. The chemistry of the team on the field is a work in progress.
Absolutely.
Because you have to get the communication going, as he would say, between the left mid and the left back to take on the striker, just as an idea, and sometimes that communication hasn't quite been there yet.
Well, and that's something that Woodstock Academy coaches in any sport have to deal with, because the kids that you're coaching are coming from Woodstock, Pomfret, Brooklyn, Eastford, Canterbury, Union. They played against each other their whole growing up. They don't pass to each other. They run away from and now they're on the same team. And so that chemistry takes longer for us.
Longer to develop.
To figure out who plays best with whom.
No question. By the way, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is broadcast number 1. There will be more, plenty more to come. And in fact, we were scheduled to broadcast volleyball tomorrow. It's potentially possible we'll broadcast volleyball on Thursday, but there are some other things going on Thursday that we also have to take care of. So we'll see.
Mrs. Singleton.
Would you mind? But we may have, we're thinking about doing the Woodstock Academy, Bacon Academy volleyball contest. And of course, there will be more broadcasts as we go into the future, as we said, with soccer and with field hockey, both boys and girls soccer, field hockey, football, you name it. And yes, we will have to go north of the border for Thanksgiving Day. For those of
just
you,
north.
Yeah,
just
for those
north.
of you who did not hear or have not heard or just have missed it along the line, the Woodstock Academy Killingly High School football game on Thanksgiving will be played at Vendetti Field, I do believe is the name of it, at Nichols College, where we will attempt to broadcast
nice
from
facility.
as well. It is a nice facility. We will attempt to broadcast. We're supposed to go up there and meet with the folks, and hopefully everything will work out. And Greg and I will be live on Thanksgiving morning for Woodstock Academy against Killingly.
I got to tell you, when you go up there and play on a college field, you've been around this area forever. How much has Nichols College improved?
Oh, big time. Big time.
Every facility up there is now top quality.
Top quality.
And that we couldn't say that just a few years ago.
That might be true, but now we can.
Yep.
Well, we're almost ready for second half play. We'll be back with that when we return to the Bentley Athletic Complex in just a couple of moments.
Hi, this is Jeff Busquet.
And Kaylin Busquet of Steve Busquet's Appliance and TV, your hometown appliance store. We've been committed to providing the lowest prices and best customer service in the area for over 35 years, and we are excited to continue this tradition at our newest location, now open at 600 Main Street in Willimantic. We carry and service your favorite and most trusted brands of appliances, TVs, and furniture.
We know you've all heard about back orders in the appliance industry, but at Busquets, our salespeople can find you what you're looking for in stock and ready to be delivered. Amana washers and dryers are only $4.89 each. Whirlpool front-load washers and dryers are only $8.49 each and can handle a king-size comforter. Frigidaire 18 cubic foot refrigerators are only $6.75. And just arriving, a new batch of Scratch and Dent appliances at our Willimantic store. Scratch and Dent are brand new with a full warranty. We have 18 cubic foot refrigerators for $5.99. Side-by-side refrigerators start at $8.99. And remember, at Busquets, we service everything we sell and take a year to pay interest-free.
Check us out at one of our locations in Danielson and Willimantic or online at busquetsappliance.com. Pay more, what for?
Well, here's the good friend.
I'll drink to that. Say, Ernie, still fooling around with magic?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I've got a great new trick I've been working on.
Ernie, not the watch and scarf trick.
It's the watch and scarf trick. Now, let me show you. Mel, give me your watch.
You're not going to make it disappear, are you?
Now, Sylvia, I need to borrow your silk scarf.
Be careful with it, Ernie. It's my mother's.
No problem. Now, I take Mel's watch, wrap it carefully in Sylvia's scarf, and then set fire to the scarf.
Ernie!
And poof! Uh-oh.
Look at my $2,500 watch.
Jeez.
My mother's scarf. That's the watch and scarf trick.
Let me show you how it's done.
Show me. Who's your insurance agent?
There's no trick to finding good insurance coverage. Just call Girardi Insurance Services for homeowners and automobile coverage that really covers. Our experience in designing comprehensive protection programs can be tremendously helpful in your planning for the future. You never know what's going to happen next, so know you're ready for whatever happens.
When they ask who's your insurance agent,
say Girardi Insurance Services, your independent agent.
we're the answer.
See them online at GirardiInsurance.com.
And welcome back to the Woodstock Academy Bentley Athletic Complex, 1-0. The lead right now for Waterford over the Centaurs boys soccer, our first broadcast of the season. Just to complete one quick thought, people may wonder why are we going to play the football game at Nichols College in Dudley, and that's because the anticipated crowd on Thanksgiving. Very difficult.
Bigger
here.
than we can handle.
Yeah, very difficult, not only from the crowd perspective, but from the parking.
Right.
And becomes kind of a tough situation, so it was thought that the best way of handling it, go to Nichols, where they have plenty of parking and the facility can handle a relatively large Thanksgiving Day crowd.
Absolutely. And while we're waiting for the second half to begin, so here's the story. Mice ate my stove. Mice ate my stove.
What?
The stove started leaking gas, propane, into my house.
Oh, no.
I smell propane when I'm cooking, and it's like, Jeff, can you send a tech out here? And he pulls out the stove, and he said, mice ate your stove. And so it's, for most people, it's difficult to get new appliances, major appliances. For Jeff and Kaylin, they were able to get us one in less than a week.
Nice.
Get it installed, just exactly what we want. My wife is very happy,
and keep
and as am I.
Time to keep Tom and Jerry away from
Absolutely.
the stove.
Absolutely.
Or whoever it might be,
Well,
Mighty Mouse or whoever you got underneath there. But I'm not going to lie, because if you live in the country, and I live in the country as well.
We have mice.
You have mice. Let me just ask my wife, okay? And my little dog who finds them all the time. Okay, we're all set to go. We're underway. So
no.
talking about mice, that ball was knocked away from Arcelis, and Jamison will pick up the loose ball and kick it away for Woodstock Academy, trailing 1-0 against Waterford here. Second half of play just underway at the Bentley Athletic Complex. That's Wilcox with the ball. Wilcox to this near side. This is Tracy. Tracy sends it back to the other way. Picked up there by Bennett. Bennett back over to Marshall. Marshall back into the middle. This is Bushy. Trying to keep a lot of short passing right now to start this second half.
Ball control. You want ball control down the field.
But you got to get it down the field.
Right.
This is Tracy right down in front of us. Byer knocked away, picked off, but Byer's going to get it back after it was knocked away from Neal. Griffin Neal, that is. Now after Byer, and he does get called for it. So
and you're going to have a free kick from about the 32-yard line, 33-yard line.
Yep, so about 43 out. If you got a field goal kicker, now's the time. Here's John Bennett.
As we've seen, Bennett can put this ball on the cage.
Yeah. And Bennett with that right leg will boot it in, and Dubicki will catch it. So it is a shot. Dubicki with the save.
Unlike teams we've had in the past, there's not a whole lot of real size for those set pieces, for heads in those set pieces.
Right.
So thus the need for ball control offense.
So on that far side, ball is out of bounds. It'll be a Woodstock Academy throw-in over there. Marshall with it. Gets it into, I do believe that's Armbruster who's still back in, who's into the game still. The freshman. Ball downfield now, picked up there by Petrowski for the Lancers. Back the other way. That ball is taken up by Wilcox. Back out. Bushy gets it at midfield.
Nice ball.
Yep, one time to Marshall. Oh, off the back of the heel. And it rolls all the way down the other way. Saved from going out, but sent back, and the Lancers will pick up that loose ball. Bushy back on it for the Centaurs. Turns around and boots it downfield for Fongsa. Header by Petrowski. Fongsa gets it back.
Those 50-50 balls that Waterford was getting every one of, not as much anymore.
Not so much. This is Byer just redirected that one just wide of the net. Byer got a knee on it.
Yep. Left knee, and it just went past the goalie.
Yep. To the left side of Dubicki.
But those through
unfortunately
balls,
to the left side of the post.
That's what you need. Those through balls are dangerous.
Byer controlling this one right in front of us to Tracy. Spinning it, turns it, sends it. Picked up there and by Bushy over to Bennett. There's a player down who's got a knee problem, but he's getting back up. That was Ortiz. Wilcox uses his shoulder to corral it. The ball gets popped up into the air. Armbruster going after it will not get there, but it will be a throw-in for the Lancers. Just underway, second half, 1-0 the Lancers. On top of the Centaurs, Mark Allard and Greg Smith along with you on our first broadcast of the 2022-23 season.
That's impossible.
In 23. Do you believe it? As the ball is taken away from Robbie, goes out of bounds. Will it be a goal kick out or a corner? It will be a goal kick, okay? Unfortunately, I had no way of seeing that.
Well, Wyatt Robbie did a very nice job shielding the Waterford player with his body and letting the ball roll.
So it will be a goal kick out for Jameson and the Centaurs. Clouds have been threatening. Fortunately, have not been producing.
No.
And I think Greg Smith looked at the radar and said, we are good.
We are good.
For this whole game. So that's good to hear. There were times this morning when we were looking at the radar and said, I don't think so. And the game had to be moved onto the turf because the grass was just too wet to play.
Every teacher is an amateur meteorologist.
Oh, are they? Okay. This ball is sent in by Bennett. Byer! Go! Woodstock Academy, Jeff Fongsa off the little tip by Byer, and a goal for Woodstock Academy to tie this one up.
But how about that original cross, Mark? The original cross Byer got, Fongsa put it home.
Clock.
That was awesome.
Indeed it was. A 1-0 lead for a 1-1 score, I should say. Byer on the assist, the tip to Jeff Fongsa. And a 1-1 score. Woo! That's what you want to see. And that's what they've been trying to get to develop, and Byer finally cashed in on one.
That was a pretty goal.
It was. It was nice. Header back over to Marshall, back to Wyatt Robbie, booted out of there. And chasing after it, and out of bounds it will go. Who's going to get it? It'll be a Woodstock Academy throw-in.
Nice play over there by Marshall. Got the ball off Archulus.
Down below us, This is Owen Tracy. That ball is picked up by Arcelus. Arcelus coming in and coming out Jamison to pick up the loose ball. Just in front of Busquet. He was able to grab it away as Busquet went flying over the top of him.
That was huge, Mark.
Oh, that could have been that. Remember what you said about the 3 minutes after a goal?
Yep.
That was almost a bad one there. Bennett with the ball. Over to Tracy. Tracy with that right foot, now with the left, now with the right, little one-time back, over to Bushy. Bushy looks and finds Wyatt Robbie. Robbie working hard, sweat pouring down. It's a humid day out there. Marshall, actually not Marshall, instead that was Logan Rawson sending it downfield. Lancers trying to protect on it. Armbruster could not get it, but he will be. Waterford touched it last. Throw in deep for Armbruster and the Centaurs, and unfortunately went out before Marshall could touch it, but I think they're going to say it's another throw-in, and it will be Woodstock Academy. No, Waterford throw-in.
Armbruster's down.
Yeah, Armbruster's tying his shoe, It looks like. But I thought the official originally pointed Woodstock's way.
He did.
And I don't understand why Waterford has the ball. No. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's okay.
I don't think it ever went in. Maybe just pointed the wrong way.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Because I agree. I don't think you're probably right. It did not get in bounds.
The clock is stopped. All right, now it's running.
Time. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't see them stop the clock. With the ball now is Garrett Bushy. That goes out.
Blue.
And it will indeed be.
I heard the referee from over here.
Yep. So Woodstock Academy ball. Throw it into Wyatt Robbie. This one will go into the table. Went Logan Rawson. And that's the first ball we've seen go over the fence, I think.
And it won't be the last this season.
I'm afraid not. Jack Marshall on the ball that time, trying to stop the Arcelus attack. And now Arcelus coming back again.
Great ball skills.
Yep, moving into the middle, and he had it taken away by Garrett Bushy. Speaking of good ball skills, nice way to step in on it. This is Fangsa, who owns the only goal for the Centaurs. Up ahead to Armbruster, pushed off the ball. Picked up there, and that's kind of welcome to varsity soccer.
Right.
Is what it comes down to.
When you're a freshman that weighs 100 pounds, you're going to get pushed off the ball. You got to figure out a way, and he will.
Hit with that. That ball is over on that far side. Picked up there by the Lancers, booted forward and out. And it will be Woodstock Academy throw-in along that far side. Under 33 minutes to play here. 1-1 score after the Fangsa goal off the Bayer assist. Beautiful goal that it was.
And Bayer's given some real good minutes, some quality chances.
No question. Paul Reardon was high on Austin Bayer. As a freshman, he came in and did some nice things. He wants to continue that as a sophomore. Bayer trying to get through there, but he was taken off the ball by number 13, Griffin Neal. Back to midfield. This is Busquet to Arcelus.
I don't want to see Arcelus or Busquet touch.
Yeah, those two are dangerous. I don't know if they're as dangerous as some Waterford strikers I've seen over the course of the day.
Right.
But they still are. You're right about Arcelus. Very good ball skills. And Busquet, very quick.
Yeah. And he just gets touches that he has no business getting because of his quickness, because of his tenacity.
So this will be a free kick for the Centaurs. And Jamison took it and gave it over to Bushy. Bushy brings it down. This is Fangsa. Back out to Bushy.
Nice
time
ball.
over the top. Marshall trying to get onto it. Finds his way around and gets it. Bayer trying to come in, but Dubicki will catch that loose ball.
Well, Bayer was right there in case Dubicki didn't bring it down clean. Bayer was right there.
He was coming in hard. Ball bounces at the 45 on the goal kick out, or punt if you will. Picked up there by Bushy.
Mark, what I've seen through this game is Woodstock Academy's defense just gaining confidence. There's no pressure. There's no rush. They're just very, very confident defensively, passing the ball back and forth to each other and working the ball upfield. Very impressed with this defense.
Goal kick now by Dubicki after the ball went over the end line. Right down below us.
What have they given up? You called it an unfortunate.
Yes.
And it was.
Bayer with the ball, sends it in. Ball knocked the other way. Picked up there by Ian Rush. Now a header by Owen Tracy. Ortiz on the ball. Griffin Neal on the ball. Now for the Centaurs, Riley Wilcox on the ball. Over to Byer. Byer trying to turn.
Play back.
Byer just taken away there by Alexander Martinez. Back into the middle. Logan Rawson to that far side. Marshall got a foot into it. Petrowski got a head on it. Back into the middle. That's Arcelus. Knocked back in by Marshall, but kicked out by the Lancers, who try to break out. Right now it's the Lancers who are a little stuck in neutral, if you will.
Well,
Can't get a lot of attack mode here.
Waterford's doing a little punt and chase, and I don't think it's working too well.
This is
that
Bushy
was a beautiful move.
Working his way through the tee.
Offside?
I think that's what they're going to call.
That was a late offside call.
But that's what they called. It was offsides.
But, man, that was some beautiful,
Wasn't that beautiful
ball
ball
skills
work? Yeah.
by Garrett Bushy.
Right
Sorry
in the
for
middle of
talking
the
over
field.
that.
Oh, no, it was good. That ball
That's a
right
hand.
down, that should be off of Busquet. So it should be Woodstock Academy direct, and it will be. Bennett from long distance boots it downfield. Over the head of Wilcox. Waterford kicks it the other way. Back around the 40. Bennett tries to get involved and try to get it away from Ortiz, but
Marshall's
could not.
down. He's hurt.
Yep, that may be a cramp. This is Arcelus coming downfield. Arcelus tried to cross. He had a man on the other side. He probably would have been better off had he taken in by himself because there was a defender between him and the other man. But coming in again is Ian Rush, knocked away by Owen Tracy.
Nice.
Ball is kicked to the far side, and it will be a corner, yes, for the Lancers. Centaurs have not had a corner today. This is the third corner for the Lancers. And coming over to take the corner for Waterford.
Well, I think you're right on the call. Trainer came out with a muscle roller.
Oh, yeah.
And whenever you see that, your immediate thought is cramps.
Cramp. That's what it's early in the season.
Right.
Early in the season. So Waterford now
and
with
nobody
a corner.
hydrates well enough.
No, not at all. That ball was
No,
before it was
no
whistled
whistle.
in. And they'll have to do that all
Brian
over
Jameson
again.
ate that ball up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to get this one.
Yeah.
It's Arcelus who is taking the corner, I do believe. Is that number 9? Yes. So he's the one on the corner right now. But he didn't wait for the whistle. Because there was that injury. Correct. Correct.
You have to wait for the whistle.
Yep. So with the right foot, Arcelus once again on the corner. Boots it in. Jameson pumps it out.
Outswinger.
Yep, punches it out. And went down on the play, and they'll give the call goes against the Lancers. So it'll be a kick out for the Centaurs, free kick. 28 minutes left here in this one. 1-1 score between Waterford and Woodstock Academy. I hate to say it, and I won't even bring it up.
Nope. Nope.
You know where I was headed.
Yep.
Huh? We've worked together for too long.
Don't say it.
I won't say it until I have to, okay?
It's 28 minutes left.
Yeah, there's 28 minutes left. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Jameson with the boot. Tracy turns into the middle. Picked up there by Waterford. Ian Rush couldn't control. Bounces back out. Picked up by Griffin Neal. He loses control. Bushy goes down. No
right in front
call
of you.
against Ortiz.
Right in front of you.
And instead, the Lancers go the other way with Jonathan Durunda. Back into the middle. Over on that far side. Kind of bring it on in. Here comes Arcelus. Arcelus to Busquet.
Nice
Little bit of
move.
opening, but Tracy, a nice job getting a foot on it. Arcelus picked it back up again for the Lancers.
Don't overcommit.
Here he comes on that over by the goal line. Ball is knocked away. There were 4 blue shirts to his 1 white shirt. Those odds usually don't portend very good things. And another player down
Well,
for
they
the
called
Centaurs.
Arcelus on a late kick.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll be a free kick out for the Centaurs.
Arcelus got there just a little bit late.
Just a wee bit. So Jameson will take the free kick within his own 5-yard line. Far out to the right side. And Jameson gets ready on the boot. And Jameson's boot back into the middle. And that ball goes over the top of the head of Dylan Agsalud.
But didn't go out.
Did not go out. Lancers maintain possession. Bringing it back the other way is Busquet. Busquet on that far side. Busquet with the header from the far side. Picked up by Fongsa. Fongsa tried to bring it in, but Busquet got a foot on it again. And now we'll come and reverse and change field a little bit to Griffin Neal on this near side. Griffin Neal boots it long. Should go out. probably will and does. It'll be a goal kick, unless it hits my car.
Nope.
No, I missed my car.
Stopped at the fence.
Stopped at the fence. Always good to see.
26-15 left in this game.
Last score we heard from field hockey was 3-0 at the half in favor of Woodstock Academy over East Catholic. We would have been brought. Here's a breakthrough by Waterford. Waterford coming in, fires. Jameson with a kick save, and the ball is knocked to the far side by Owen Tracy. Jameson came out and just stuffed a shot by Arcelis.
All right, let's.
Or was it Rush?
No, it was.
Was it number 4?
Bousquet.
Was it Bousquet?
It was
Okay.
Bousquet.
Okay, I'll take that.
Who is disgusted with himself right at the top of the box.
But what
now.
a kick save by Brian Jameson.
Yeah.
Just got a leg on it. And now we got a corner kick.
Kept his body square.
Yes.
Gave himself options. And when he saw where the ball was coming from, he dropped down to block it.
He's made some pretty spectacular
Yes,
saves
he has.
early on this season. Here's Arcelis sending it in over the top of the head of Petrowski and to the far side out. And it will be Woodstock Academy throw-in on that far side. No one touched it along the way.
Is that Trevor Gold on the far side? 22, right in front of the Waterford bench.
Right in front of the Waterford bench.
And now he's right at the scoreboard. Balls to him. I think it's 22.
You might be right. Could be Trevor Gold.
Another freshman getting some playing time.
They're trying to work the youngsters in with the veterans. Here comes Waterford down the field. That one's going to go over the end line. It'll be a goal kick out. Or will it be a corner? They're going to rule corner, I think. Because going over was Arcelis to pick up the ball. So Matthias, this time from the other side. And they did a little short corner.
Quick play in.
Yep. Picked up there by Bousquet. Bousquet sends it in. Jameson punches it out. Arcelis picks up the rebound and keeps it right along that end line. Arcelis, now it goes out. They're going to say it was another corner.
Now, for Arcelis, this should be an in-swinger. This should go at the goalie from this side.
They send it across, going up, and not getting a header on it was the Lancers. It goes out. It'll be a goal kick out. It was a nice effort by Waterford, trying to get it to that far post and trying to get it onto the head. And I'm just waiting for the player. I think it was Ortiz, but don't quote me on it. I'm looking for his number now. Yeah, that was number 8. It was Ortiz who tried to get a header on it.
Waterford's really turned up the offensive intensity.
Well, they've had 5 corners in this half already. Or I should say down the field with Logan Rawson, and that will be Waterford ball, a Waterford throw-in on the other side of midfield. 1-1 the score. Jeff Fangsa has scored for Woodstock Academy in this half. Matthias Arcelis scored for Waterford in the first half on a penalty kick. Austin Byer with the only assist so far. That ball knocked out by Rawson, and that one might be one for the ages. That one will be found somewhere in the future. Maybe not the near future.
Archaeologists will find that ball.
And this ball was from 2022. That was 100 years ago.
When I was coaching soccer, that came out of our paycheck if we lost one.
Oh, my gosh.
Fangsa with the D.
Fangsa sends it back, but it was knocked away. Fangsa back over to Owen Tracy.
Give and go.
Picked up by Bushy. Up ahead. Tried to get it onto the leg of Trevor Gold, but could not. It'll be a throw-in for Waterford.
Strikers are not usually known for their defensive skills.
No.
But Fangsa really showed that he has some game.
Lancers bring that one back to the middle. On it for the Centaurs. They try to bring it in as Chance Graley. Graley brings it all the way down the other side of the field. Dubicki has to watch him with intent as the ball was knocked away from Trevor Gold, picked up by the Lancers. Back the other way we go. That is Mason Baez with the ball. Up ahead, Wyatt Robbie is able to get a foot on it. Back into the middle. This is Bushy.
Oh, and Tracy's got a cramp he's trying to work out right now.
With the ball, Austin Byer Sends it forward. Riley Wilcox, can he get there in time? Little
Yeah,
1-2
he
off each
did
other.
a nice job playing it off the Waterford player.
Yep, throw in for the Centaurs.
Grayley.
And booted in by Wilcox. Piotrowski gets
Fongsa.
a foot on it. Fongsa couldn't get a foot on it. Looked for a call and didn't get it. Owen Tracy picks up the loose ball. Now Trevor Gold.
Tracy's going down again.
And Baez got a foot on it. It will roll out. We got a player down. That's another cramp.
Stop the clock.
Yep, that's another cramp.
Yeah, 21 minutes to play. And there are very few worse feelings than not being able to get that cramp out.
Oh, I mean, it's bad enough when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Ever have one of those?
Yes, I have. Well, Owen Tracy's going to have them for the next couple of days.
You might be right.
Well, if anybody's listening, the way to get rid of that is eat a lot of bananas.
And drink a lot of water.
Drink a lot of water. Look at that sportsmanship, Mark. One of the Waterford players came over to help Owen Tracy off the field. Nice job.
You know, you hope with everything that has been going on that maybe we'll see a little bit more of that. Maybe we just, can start realizing we're all in this together and have fun and that this is a game.
Yep.
With the ball for the Centaurs, this is Trevor Gold.
Braden Eaton.
Yep, Braden Eaton right back to the other side, bounces it into the middle, and taken by the Lancers. Back the other way. Chance Grayley tried to come onto the ball, could not. But Austin Byer is there to pick it up. Byer along that far side sends it into the middle. A header by Gold that was blocked by Baez. Gold had a chance. Unfortunately, Baez got in the way.
He got ahead on the ball.
Yes, he did. He got up.
A really nice cross by Byer.
And Gold was on the other side, but Baez was between him and the goal. And he literally hit it right off the Waterford defender. Baez is not the goalie. Dubicki is. Over on that far side, Waterford trying to scoot it through with Busquet. And Busquet can do that with the speed that he has. Over to try to get it over to Arcelis, but a call goes against the Lancers. That's what I thought.
No, don't take it.
I'm glad you're watching, though. Jameson will kick it out. Under 20 minutes to play here in this 1-1 tie. Just the third game of the season for both of these teams. Piotrowski back deep. Picked up there by Centaurs. Austin Byer kicks it in, kicked out by Piotrowski. This is truly only the second official week of the regular season. It just started last Thursday. So we're pretty early bringing you games this year. Within a week, we're on the air. That's pretty nice. This is Garrett Bushy. Over to Wyatt Robbie on the inbounds pass. Bennett brings it into the middle.
Interesting.
Over to Wilcox. Back out Bennett or Bushy. Here's Robbie. Robbie decides to launch one. Looking for Byer over on that far side, and we do have offside again. Yes, we do.
I'd find Byer as much as I could at this point.
Yeah, he is certainly an exciting player.
You're a popular fellow.
I know. This phone keeps going off. What can I tell you?
Another Woodstock player down.
Oh, no.
I couldn't see who it was. Oh, nice job by Waterford. They play it to Woodstock, and Woodstock kicks it out.
So this time, not a cramp, I do not think.
And Coach Reardon was over there like
very
a shot.
quickly.
Along
Jill
with
Grant
Woodstock Academy's trainer.
I think over there working with him. So Paul Reardon will check that out, make sure everything's okay over there. He departs, and we have a player up, which is nice.
Yep.
So, just it could have been the wind knocked out of him or something to that effect.
I'm looking for 27, which would be Grayley.
Yeah, Chance Grayley.
I don't see him.
He might be the one who was down. But he is nice. It is Chance Grayley, and he is up and walking away under his own power.
Right.
So that's a good sign all the way around.
Absolutely.
So 18:22 left here in this match. I was going to say ball game, but technically it's a match.
It is a ball
on
game,
the pitch.
but yep.
A match on the pitch.
With boots.
With boots. I have had a couple of people who are both of English descent tell me that what we're watching is not soccer, it's football, and football in America is not football.
No.
Okay.
And it's not.
No. No, I must admit I had it was an English member of the Gin Blossoms who had told me.
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah, that he had said that this is not what you have here as football. Okay? I said, okay, I understand that. He says, you don't kick the ball, you throw it.
Hey, jealousy.
Oh, my gosh. Up ahead, this is Griffin Neal, but Jamison is going to get in the middle of it, and the ball's going to roll out. It'll be a goal kick out for the Centaurs. It was kind of funny. And then, not so long ago, an English official that we have in northeastern Connecticut said the same thing. Said, this isn't football. I said, okay. Soccer. I said, okay, I agree with that, too.
Well, for our listeners that don't know this, my partner in these broadcasts, Mr. Allard, is the director of entertainment for the Woodstock Fair, and I just wanted to compliment you on the entertainment that we saw at the fair this year.
Well, thank you.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of varied performers, a lot of fun performers, and I heard a lot of positive comments from people about what they saw at this year's Woodstock Fair. So congratulations.
Great to hear. I thank you very much for that. It was a
Among
lot of fun
the other
to
hats
do.
you wear.
Oh, yeah. I wear a few hats around here and there and everywhere. Down below, right in front of us, is Baden Eaton for the Woodstock Academy Centaurs. Eaton to Wyatt Robbie. This is Eaton again. Eaton right down in front. Eaton sends it over. This is Ryan Wilcox. Riley Wilcox that was. Over to Bushy. Back to Wilcox.
Oof.
Back to Bushy.
No call.
Wilcox goes down, but Bushy had the ball. This is Bennett. Bennett sends it downfield, knocked in by Fongsa and picked up by Dubicki. I don't know if that's an advantage call, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Did they feel like they didn't have to make the call because the advantage, you're taking it away from the Centaurs at that point? Now here's Bushy going
And
through, and that
one's
one's
gonna
going to get
call.
the call because the
His
advantage.
his boot was up.
Right.
See, I worked that into conversation and boot.
Yeah, you had to get the boot in there, huh? So it'll be a free kick out for the Lancers as Petrowski does so and boots it downfield. Wyatt Robbie.
Ooh.
Oh, that ball comes on to a Lancer and a goal for Waterford. Busquet coming in off the Petrowski assist downfield. As Busquet gets his first of the afternoon, and Petrowski gets the assist nearly at midfield.
Right.
Off the direct kick.
Right.
Isn't it funny how, the littlest of things can cause the
Exactly.
biggest of troubles?
Yep.
That little, boot in the air.
You don't want to allow the other team set pieces. You practice set pieces every single day, and you don't want that to happen.
Yep. Busquet running in from the right side of Jamison, right underneath the ball of Petrowski, and knocked it home into the far left corner. With the ball, the Centaurs. Now to the Lancers, back at midfield. And now the Centaurs have to be a little bit more urgent. Only a little over 15 to play, and they trail 2-1. Throw in down below for Alex Martinez. And that ball knocked out. Baden Eaton will throw it in for the Centaurs. On to Bennett. Knocked away by the Lancers, Griffin Neal. Knocked away again by Baez. Neal brings it down, sends it forward. Arcelis, who owns a goal for the Lancers. It did go out, throw in for Woodstock.
With very few exceptions, and I know this is going to be hard for you to hear, but with very few exceptions, I think today's referees have done an excellent job. Hard for you to swallow.
Excuse me.
I understand.
I had to clear my throat a little bit there because I just heard Greg Smith praise the officials.
Doesn't happen often.
No. Generally, much the opposite, but that's okay. Down at the end line, and the ball will go
Corner.
out. Yeah, it should be a corner, and it is a corner. That'll be the 6th corner for Waterford today.
And Petrosky's coming in. Now, again, if Archulus is taking this, it's an in-swinger, so it's going to be going from the corner into the goalie. And you're going to look for a head just to deflect it, just to redirect, just a little bit.
Archulus says he's ready to go. He boots it in. Header outside, knocked away. Baez comes on to the ball, taken away by the Centaurs briefly. And now they'll get through that D. Here comes Bushy coming through. Petrowski knocks him down from behind. No call. Picked up by the Lancers. And here comes Ortiz.
It's getting a little chippy.
Yep. Well, you'd expect that when you're down by a goal.
And 13 minutes to go.
Yes. So it will be a free kick for the Lancers just over midfield. Petrowski, that was the same place he was before when there was trouble. Jamison watches this one. Technically a shot and a save because had Jamison not made that save, it would have gone in the goal.
Yeah.
So even though it was from about 53 yards out or more, 63 almost.
Wow.
This boot by Jamison gets easily over midfield.
I don't want to head that.
Header back. This is Baez who gets a header on it as well. And now picked up and sent the other way. That was actually Martinez, and Baez came on later. Wilcox with the ball. Wilcox, Bushy, and we've got a player down again. This is Wilcox, who I think got kicked in the foot. Or in the ankle or shin or something. And it will be a call against the Lancers and a free kick for the Centaurs. Wilcox says, I'm staying in.
Yeah, you're
I
not.
got it right in the ankle, I think.
I've known too many people from that family. You can't hurt a Wilcox.
So here's the boot in from Bennett. Sends it in long, header back out. Picked up there by Busquet. And then comes on is Eaton for the Centaurs. And Eaton can't
nice
sit in.
Move.
Got around Busquet, kept it in, still in. But the Lancers trying to clear it, kick it out. Another ball over the fence. And now we have a timeout called as a player's down on the far side.
Player from Waterford.
Yeah,
I think it's
this is Busquet, yeah. This one looks crampish, if you know what I'm saying, because of the way he's rolling around right now, and it's very difficult to get, as you said, get rid of those cramps.
Yep.
So for the rest of the week, tomorrow, Woodstock Academy cross-country teams will travel to Waterford, to Harkness Park, to take on the Lancers and Griswold. That meet was supposed to be today, but was postponed until tomorrow because of wetness. Woodstock Academy volleyball was supposed to play tomorrow. They're moving their game match until Thursday night.
But that's not wetness.
No, it's tough to have wetness indoors.
Right.
Although, not unheard of. Not around here.
I do remember.
Don't we all, unfortunately. So, no, that's not because of weather conditions, but they are moving that match till Thursday.
Busquets up.
Yep.
And walking gingerly.
Gingerly, that's a cramp if I ever saw one. Let's see. I think on Thursday the girls take on Fitch, if I am correct. The boys play Fitch on Friday, and then on Saturday the girls play host to East Lyme. So for soccer anyway. And there's also a field hockey match, I think, in there somewhere where I think it's Thursday where the Centaurs go to play Fitch down in Groton. That would be their first away match of the season. I do believe that. That's off the top of my head. Don't quote me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is Jamison who will get the ball back over to Wyatt Robbie, and Wyatt will bring it upfield. Over on the far side for the Centaurs, they still are in possession of the ball. Byer tried to get a handle on it and could not. The Lancers get it back. As back comes Arcelus. Arcelus, about the 35, sends in, was looking for a runner breaking in, but could not get it to him. Instead, the Centaurs get it. As this is Bushy with the ball. Knocked off the ball. Bennett, I should say, knocked off the ball and got it back. Still in the middle of the field, but deep in Woodstock territory. Booted away by Rawson. Picked up by the Lancers.
This side.
Wilcox to the near side. Baden Eaton picks that one up.
Just a little bit far down the sideline.
And that ball will be a throw-in from the near side.
I'm on this side. I can't even see
No,
who's
it's hard to
throwing
see down there. And I do understand we're back in a blackout period of the camera, so we'll give you play-by-play as much as we can. It's on the near side, deep in Waterford territory, where it is picked up by the Centaurs, knocked back in by the Centaurs. Austin Byer over on that far side.
Oh, nice move by Byer. And a nice cross. Oh, Fongza is not able to get much on that cross by Byer.
Ball goes out and will be knocked. Actually, did not go out. Stayed in. Waterford knocks it the other way.
That one's out. And we'll have a throw in by Bennett. To Bushy. Back to Bennett.
And Dubicki will watch this one go out.
And he's in no rush to put the ball back in play. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game.
So the Lancers leading 2-1 here in this match. Dubicki will send it over. Picked up there by Baez, and he'll clear it out. Downfield, Neal had a foot on it. Picked up by Trevor Gold. Back over to Wilcox, sends it in, and a save by Dubicki off the shot by Wilcox.
Yeah, Wilcox wish he had that one back. One more touch, and he might have been able to get that into a little better scoring area.
And I think we have a final from field hockey. That final is 6-0.
No.
In favor of Woodstock Academy over East Catholic. So a 6-0 win. They go to 2-0 on the season.
Coach LaMontagne, Coach
Adams. Yes.
Outstanding.
So a 6-0 win today over East Catholic. 2-0 on the year.
That makes me very happy.
Absolutely. I think it makes everybody happy.
Rockcliffe
Probably makes the field hockey team very happy.
Rockcliffe just checked in for Woodstock.
This is Baden Eaton to this near side. Eaton up ahead. Got it over to Rockcliffe, like you said, as he just checked in. Ball is over on that far side. Austin Byer went down, and they're going to get a call.
Yeah, we got a call.
Yep, so it should be
outside the box.
It was, not by much.
The referee is standing about a yard outside the box on the
right side of Dubicki.
Yeah, just on the goal line. So about 10 yards. A little less than 10 yards.
It's going to be an interesting shot for Bennett, who's going to take this direct kick.
But it's a corner, ostensibly.
Ostensibly, it's a corner, but it's got a little less, distance.
I'm looking for Byer's head on the far side.
Dubicki now gets screened by the Centaurs. The shot came in
Direct
right
shot.
into Dubicki. Dubicki went right around the Woodstock Academy defender and picked that one off as it came in. But it was one of the better chances for Woodstock Academy in the half. They've got one goal. Unfortunately, so does Waterford, thus the 2-1 lead for the Lancers. Arcelis trying to contain it. Ball was headed by Robbie. Back the other way.
Cross.
This is Bushy. Up ahead to Byer. Byer sends it across, and it was knocked away. And it should be, I guess it's going to be it should be a corner, I thought. I think Rockcliffe is a goal kick, so Rockcliffe must have hit it off the post. Or are they going to get the corner? I thought they would get the corner.
They should have.
Because it was a shot that came in. I thought they had the corner on that one, and now they will award it. Bennett will take the corner. And now you do look for Byer, who's going to be probably at the top or just to the right. Now he's sitting right at the top of the goalie box. 6-yard box, if you want to look at it from that point of view. The ball goes over the top of everyone's and just bounces over the head of the Rockcliffe from the Centaurs, and that ball is just kicked back behind the net. So they get a corner. That's, believe it or not, I think that if I'm right, that's the first corner.
Yep.
With 5:51 to go, it was the first corner.
And Dubicki is sauntering after the ball.
Yeah, well, you're going to take your time as much as you can in allowance. But you've got to kick it away sooner or later, and he does do. So just that, back to midfield. Headed forward by the Centaurs. Byer got a foot on it, booted away by Martinez. Picked up at midfield by Rush for the Lancers. Bennett tries to get a foot on it and does. Turns on it, brings it the other way, over to Bushy. Bushy taken away again by the Lancers. Back into midfield. This is Neal who sends it downfield. That's all the Lancers want to do right now. Arcelus is going to be out there on his own for a while, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, they're going to pack the box for the last 5 minutes of this game.
Yeah, they're not going to let this one slide by. They are looking to go to 3-0. The Lancers already own a win over Morgan, 4-2, and a 2-0 win over Bacon Academy. The Centaurs, meanwhile, a 2-2 tie with Ledyard and a 3-1 loss to NFA. Still looking for that, right now, elusive first victory. Jamison over to Baden Eaton. Eaton, that ball was taken away, knocked down, picked up by the Lancers. This is Griffin Neal who sends it in, and Jamison will pick up the loose ball. Not really a shot, more or less trying just to toss it in to see if anything could develop out of it, and also waste as much time as possible. Bushy with the ball. Bushy going the other way.
He's got room.
This is picked up by the Centaurs, and sending it forward to Byer was Rawcliffe. Byer on it. Byer still working out of that corner.
Cross.
No, and
Not
it's
enough.
booted away by the Lancers. Back into the middle.
He's got room.
Rawson with the ball.
Now-
Logan Rawson with the boot all the way into the field hockey cage. Not really a shot. Replacements coming on for the Centaurs. Ethan Craig will go to the sideline. Mario Kaznecki comes back into the game. Kaznecki, I should say.
It's all right, Mark. I mispronounce Smith all the time, so.
I mispronounce Mark.
Yeah.
This ball is booted back out or in by the Centaurs, I should say. Picked up there.
Good ball.
By
Good ball.
Rawcliffe. Rawcliffe got it over to Bennett. Back over to Rawcliffe. Back over to the far side. Knocked away by the Lancers. Picked up there by the Centaurs. Rawson back on it again. Rawson to the far side. Rawson to Kaznecki. Kaznecki sent it back into the middle. Picked up there by the Centaurs. That was Rawcliffe.
Oh, nice
This
move.
is Bushy. Bushy still got the ball, trying to get out of the crowd. This is Wilcox. Ball is kicked off of a Waterford defender. Bennett sends it over the top and out. Goal kick out for the Lancers.
And again, 2:48. Absolutely no rush to get that ball.
No rush. This is you said saunter?
Saunter.
Oh, I like that word.
How about a mosey?
A mosey. Yeah,
Yeah.
mosey on down the yonder
Yeah.
type thing. Okay, yeah, we could do that.
We are in the country.
Yep. So this will be Dubicki's goal kick out with 2.5 to play. Ball is headed back in by the Centaurs, back out by the Lancers. Rush got a foot on it. Byer tries to get involved and can't. This is Neal. Against 3 defenders now. Neal dribbles on through, gets rid of one, and then falls to the ground. Picked up by Baden Eaton, and he's hit from behind. Oh, that's actually Wyatt Robbie. Back into the middle. Oh, just went by Arcelus. And Arcelus picks it up on the far side. This is exactly what the Lancers want to do.
Yep. Keep the ball in Woodstock end and don't rush. Now they're going to sub every time the ball goes out of bounds, and it's their throw in.
And there are limitations to it.
Right.
You know, the officials can say, okay, timeout. You can't do that anymore within the 5-minute period. And in fact, they do stop the clock on this one. Because as soon as you do that, they do have the right to stop the clock.
Yep.
And this clock is started now once again. Because if you sub within the last 5, the officials can decide to stop it. Because everybody knows the game that you're playing. And every coach is guilty of it. You take advantage of the rule, right?
Yep.
Ball is tossed in over the top. This is Arcelus with it. Sends it in, and Jamison is right there to pick it up. Jamison has played a solid game.
Mark, it's only 6 o'clock, but it's
Getting dark.
dim.
Well, that's because there might be some of that rain.
Yeah.
We mentioned that 4-letter word. But with 1:16, we're kind of safe. Kind of. Ball booted in by Bennett.
Nice ball.
Yep. But, off the foot of Baez. This could get dangerous. But Dubicki came out and picked up the loose ball.
That was off foot.
Yep.
He shouldn't be able to recover that.
And that's what I think is being asked. But he's saying, well, it wasn't to me.
No.
It wasn't to me. I picked up a loose ball, I'm sure is going to be the argument on that one.
50 seconds.
It was not a pass back. Bennett with the ball, sends it in deep. Fongsa watches it go by, and it'll go over the end line again. That will waste about 10 seconds. because Dubicki has the mosey on down the yonder, down pretty good. So he'll get up there and boot it, but it'll be with under 30 seconds to play in regulation.
And anybody wears that different colored jersey, they know.
Yep. Wyatt Robbie with the header. Austin Byer didn't go the right way with it, but Robbie picks it up. Robbie sends it over to Bennett. 13 seconds to play. Back into the middle, picked up by the Lancers.
That should about do it.
Yep, they're going to kick it over midfield, and that will, as Jamison watches it roll by because he was way up. The ball goes over the end line, doesn't really matter as the clock sounds, and we have seen the end of this one. A 2-1 win for the Waterford Lancers here at the Bentley Athletic Complex. We'll be back to wrap things up in just a moment.
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask the O'Brien Group, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, about the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach towards financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future as well as your wants and needs of today. With the Confident Retirement approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, the O'Brien Group will help you live life and save for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call me, Pat O'Brien, today at 860-208-9913. My office is conveniently located above the Shopper's Guide in downtown Putnam, Connecticut at 66 Main Street.
The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Creating art is a different skill set as opposed to the world of academia. It serves as a kind of playground for creativity that not only provides diversity in my life, but is also something I can then use to progress my other studies. Although one of my greatest joys is acquiring knowledge through my studies, it becomes easier to feel like a machine. Art, creating, brings back the humanity in society. It is a kind of communication that is internationally understood. My name is Maya Fraga. I'm a senior from Woodstock, and I am Woodstock Academy. For more information where you can spend your next 4 years, please visit woodstockacademy.org/future centaurs.
And we're back with you at Woodstock Academy, home of Bentley Athletic Complex, home of the Centaurs, where today the Waterford Lancers prevailed over the Woodstock Academy Centaurs in the boys soccer contest. Final here was a 2-1 as the Lancers first tallied, and they did so on a Matthias Arcelas penalty kick. 15-23 into the, or 15-13, I should, no, 15-23, I was right the first time, into the first half. That penalty kick caused by a handball in the area, 1-0 Waterford. It stayed like that right through halftime. The Centaurs tied it up just 4 minutes and 35 seconds into the second half when Jeff Fongsa took a pass from Austin Byer and tied it up as he beat Dubicki to the right side and made it a 1-1 match. But about 20 minutes later, the Lancers came back and won the game on a goal by Donovan Busquet off a long assist from Evan Petrowski. A direct kick that was over midfield, sent it in, and Busquet put it home. The Lancers go to 3-0 on the season. Woodstock Academy falls to 0-2-1, Greg.
Well, if Woodstock Academy was 3-1, 4-2, this would be a moral victory. But Coach Reardon can't afford moral victories at this point and with those first 2 games. So, yes, they played well. Have they given up a good goal yet? No. Yeah. Those were a hand in the box and an assist off a 50-yard free kick.
Yeah.
So there is stuff to work on. Should they get their heads down? Absolutely not. This team is going to come around. They showed great things.
There is positivity in the fact that the offense looked a little better than it did against NFA. There's no question about that. Had more opportunities, just couldn't cash in on one that would have tied or even won this contest. Our next broadcast, well, we're kind of up in the air on it. Might do Thursday volleyball. We'll see. Woodstock Academy against Bacon Academy, 5:30 on Thursday. That's a possibility. But in the meantime, we'd like to thank you for joining us on our first broadcast of the season.
Many more to come.
Relatively relatively uneventful for us anyway, with the exception of the little glitch at the beginning. But mostly uneventful, which was nice. So for Greg Smith, I am Mark Allard. You have yourself a wonderful or terrific Tuesday, whichever you prefer. Final score, once again, Waterford 2, Woodstock Academy 1. We'll see you soon.